Hello there. Michelle G here, Bendy Stitchy. Today is Saturday, the 5th of April, and I am Michelle. I already said that. My pronouns are she, her. Look, I only do this once every fortnight now, so I get a little rusty in between, I guess. According to Notion, which I'm looking at on the other screen, I have stitched 10 stitching days in the last 14, stitching/knitting, for about 1,500 stitches, which doesn't seem like a lot considering the last 2-week Flosstube I did 7,400 stitches. So 1,500 seems like not a lot, but there's a whole weekend in there, 3 days, that all I did was knit. And I made huge progress on my Dakir shawl. So definitely have some knitting to show you today. About 10 stitching days, about 16 hours, which is probably accurate. Last 2-week period, I did about 32 hours. So just a lot of working the past 2 weeks and not a lot of stitching, which I guess it's not ideal, but it is what it is. I stitched on 4 whips, no new starts. I will have a new start today though. No finishes, just kind of chugging along on things. And yeah, let's go. So in no particular order, except the order that they're on my table, I worked on February. That's how far behind I am. I worked on the February Stitch for Pride 2025 installment from D's 20 Stitches. So I'll show you what it looks like, and then I'll show you what the pattern looks like finished, and then I'll show you mine. So right now I'm just scrolling through D's Instagram to find it. Oops. There. And this is February Stitch for Pride. It is an ancient Egyptian pharaoh. I forget the pharaoh's name because I haven't done my learning yet. I don't have this floss. This floss is from one of Dee's friends, and I didn't go for the floss pack. I've just been pulling stuff from my stash. So I worked on this a little bit for my Monopoly. This is on my Monopoly list. And so this was January. Got all finished. Elagabalus, the Roman emperor. And then on the same piece of fabric, which I think might be 36 count wolf spider from Fox and Rabbit. This is one of their fabrics of the month. I'm not sure. Incidentally, if you are in Fox and Rabbit's fabric of the month, check your email because there was a little blip, but they're fixing it. So just check your email. But this is the February one, and I am using, this is called Harmony from Stitchy Box. So it's a little bit lighter than Al's floss that he dyed, or they dyed, I'm not sure. Al's floss that was dyed for the Sal, but I think it's working really well. So my plan is to do, on this little piece of fabric, I can fit January, February, March, and April. Should be able to. And it's curling up because I'm stitching it in hand. January, February, March, and April, and then I would like to finish them all in a journal. That would be my plan for Stitch for Pride this year. Because Stitch for Pride last year, I did the spot sampler. So that's my first project. My second project, again, in no particular order, right? Because I worked on Taking Up Space. This is from Nuri at Shaded Stitchery. So let me show you the this was Nuri's Juneteenth pattern from 2024. So I would like to finish this by Juneteenth 2025, and I'm pretty sure I can. I'm just scrolling her Instagram right now to get down there and find it. Here it is. So this is Taking Up Space by Nuri at Shaded Stitchery. And I also picked this up for Stitching Monopoly. When I picked this up for Stitching Monopoly, I had there's a lot of color changing in this one, so I'm just keeping them there. I just had the red and blue in this row, probably about to here-ish when I first picked it up. So I finished that row of red and blue, and I did all of these colors. I went up this side, and I've got some of that and some of this. So my plan of attack is these triangles just keep repeating. So as I repeat the triangles, I'm trying to stitch with the color of the triangle and then use the rest of the strand to fill in over wherever. So I'm kind of like finishing off the strand and getting progress in other places. This is also a Fox and Rabbit fabric of the month. It kind of looks like Inca Gold with the beigey this is like a toned down version of Inca Gold. I think it's called Inca Gold because Inca Gold has this pink in it, but it's much more golden yellow. And this is more beige. It's a little yellow in the light, but I'm really excited about this. And I almost took it off the decline here. But now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, let me just tighten this back up because I want to work on this some more. This is the problem with really loving, like, I love all of my whips right now. And the problem with really loving all of your whips is every time I show them, I just want to stitch on them more. So that is taking up space from Nuri at Shaded Stitchery. Yeah, loving it. It's not that big. It's like 111 by 101. So this is the entire width of it. And then going up this side, I have 2 more. It goes yellow, red, green, and then a little bit of blue, and then a band at the top. So I'm probably like that far from the top. It's not bad. And then filling in the center. It's a fun stitch. And the great thing, one of the really great things about Nuri's patterns is like, as soon as I figured out the pattern of these triangles, it never deviated. As soon as I figured out this pattern, it never deviated. Same thing with these earrings. Like, it's just, they're upside down and backwards from each other. They're just rotated 180 degrees, and they just keep, there's 3 pairs of earrings that go up that are just rotated 180 degrees. So like once you figure out Nuri's stuff, it's so beautifully user-friendly. That was the second whip that I needed to show. The next one, the last stitching that I've done, I feel like I've gotten huge progress on this. Let me just see if I can see where it was last time. This is Aberlowney. Aberlowney 1825. I've maybe made the most progress on this since the last Flosstube because this is my Strand a Day project for April. So I think the last time I showed this, I've had to move it to a bigger Q-snap, first of all, but I think the last time I showed this, I didn't have all of this cartouche finished. Like, I'm pretty sure I might not have had this flower done. This is the hard part, right? About only working on it every 2 weeks, or only filming a Flosstube every 2 weeks is like, I don't know. I don't know what it looked like last time. Let me see. When was the last Flosstube? Is it worth it? Yes, it is. The last Flosstube was March 23rd. So let's see. It looked like... Yep, I was right. So this is what it looked like on March 22nd before I filmed the last Flosstube. So I have gotten wildly excellent progress. So you can see I've completely filled in the cartouche with the flower and everything. This part is finished. This is a section for Divide and Conquer. So this section is done. This whole basket is done. Me, not thinking about anything except geography, I made this part one section for Divide and Conquer Sal, and I made this part one section for Divide and Conquer Sal. There are probably 10 times as many stitches right here as there are right here. But let me give you a close-up because this is stunning. So Aberlowney, aged 11 years, 1825, is all over 1. The stems of all of these plants are 1/1 full crosses. And then the flowers themselves, here and here and here, they're all like embroidery. And then this one, this is my today's progress right over here. So the cool thing about this is these are all full crosses, but they're offset, right? So the bottom 3 rows and the next 2 rows are like on the X, right? And then these, no. Oh, well, that's all I have. And then these 2 rows right here, they start 1 strand over. So rather than being a full X over, this is 1 strand over these 2 rows. And then this one starts on the X, so 1 strand over from that one. And then this one starts on the X, so 1 strand over. So this gives a really nice, for everyone who is getting nervous, this starting at one strand over gives a really nice kind of gradual taper to the tree. Isn't that cool? The other thing to check out here is how this Q-snap gets heavy. It's hard to tell with the flosses that I chose because this is on 40 count vintage country mocha. See, the back is not printed. The front is printed. This is on 40 count vintage country mocha, and it's completely uncalled for. I changed every color. I bought the fabric, and I think I bought this light green, which is a classic Colorworks, and everything else I pulled from stash when I got home. I bought this at a retreat. Abra M. Lowney aged years and 182 of the 1825 are all in one color. And then the 11 and the number 5 at the end of the year and the period are in a second color. So you know what Abra did. She hedged her bets. She put her name, age, blank, years, 1820 blank. She waited till she was done with this, and then she filled in her age and the year. The more I stitched this, the more I realized that Abra was a really savvy and intelligent stitcher. She didn't care if things were over 3. At first, I thought she didn't care because some of these rows are spaced instead of 2 strands down, it's count 3 strands down, right? And so at first I was like, oh, she just wasn't careful, and then she went with it. But I think after stitching this tree and after stitching her age and the number in the year differently, I think Abra was a really savvy stitcher. I don't think she made mistakes in this. I think she embraced. I think she really watched. I think she listened to her eye because her eye said that this border needed to be a little farther away from the alphabets because it's 3 stitches. It's 3 strands on either side. It's like she spaced the alphabets first and then she was like, I'm just going to put that in the middle. I don't know what she did, but I think Abra was really smart. And I'm loving stitching on this. And it is now #AbraApril. So I will continue to stitch on her until the end of the month. And when I get close to the end of the month, I'm going to push through and finish her. So I will finish Abra in April. I started her June 13th, 2019, I think. Or July 13th, 2019. I'm going to finish her this April. #AbraApril. If all goes according to plan, which, I mean, you know me. If you've been here before, you know that all does not always go according to plan. And if you haven't been here, then let me tell you, it doesn't always go according to plan. Here's my knitting. This is my Dickier shawl. I've been working on this since 2021. These are all yarns that were part of a Ramadan Tiny Presents box. These yarns are from 5 different dyers, all Muslim women business owners, and all gorgeous yarns. So the idea, this is a schlanket. This is a shawl/blanket because it's going to be 72 inches long or so when I finish it and like wide. So I'll unroll it because y'all haven't seen it in a while. This is it rolled into thirds, okay? So this is the end that I started on in 2021. The idea was to stitch one of these sections per day during Ramadan 2021. I wanted to finish it by Eid this year, but by the time I picked it up, I realized Eid was like the next day, so that didn't happen. But here it is in all its glory. Let me unfold it. Let me just unfold it all the way, right? Oh, I can't. I'm halfway through a section. So she'll be big. She's this wide already. Like that's the full width. And then I'm on section 28 out of 30. 28, is that right? 28. I have section 28, 29, and 30. So I just finished this beautiful section here. And this is the section that I thought I dropped a stitch. And I might have dropped a stitch, but if I did, I recovered. And I can't find where I dropped it. So there art thou happy. So this section that I'm working on right now, it's a little warm in here for this. This section that I'm working on right now is like this section where you purl a little and knit a little and then you have a lateral braid. lateral braid on these bad boys takes me 2 hours. This thing is 190 something stitches across-wise. But there's my lateral braid. I can't see what I'm doing. I shouldn't be wearing it and showing it, but here's my lateral braid. Not really. There it is. It looks a little funky, but it is what it is. I'm not sure why it's looking a little funky, but I feel like maybe I don't know what I did exactly, but I can't wait to wear this. Like, it's going to be so beautiful and so big. It'll go like all the way down my arms, right? Like when I'm wrapped in it, it'll be like one of those. So very excited. 3 sections to go. And the sections repeat, right? So I have one more section of lateral braid, and then I'll do this lace pattern, and then I'll finish off with that last section of lateral braid and this schlanket that I've been working on for 4 years. Don't worry about my edges, it'll block out. That's what everyone tells me. Don't worry, it'll block out. That's what we say, right? Don't worry about it, it'll block out. I'm practicing my knitting denial. So that did not feel like that much knitting and stitching for 2 weeks. Maybe this is going to be a lot shorter than I thought it was going to be. Oh well. Plans, which you know is always the longest section of my videos anyway. So I rolled again for Monopoly and I landed on Witchelt Distributing. And that is a property that is already owned. So if you don't play Stitching Monopoly and you want to get in on Stitching Monopoly, the place to do that is on Vintage Sew Gal, Steph's. I wish I could get this off of there. I wish I hadn't done that. I really wish I hadn't done that. Womp womp. Let me just load that back up. Oh my gosh, now what? There, okay. So, Vintage Sew Gal, Steph. I will link, again, I'll link her Discord down below. But this is Cross Stitch Monopoly. So basically you make a list of 22 whips. And you roll virtual dice, and you just move your game piece around the board. I landed down here on Witchelt Imports, and one of the other stitchers in my group already owns it, so I owe 200 stitches on my number 1 whip, which is Josephine, Contessa with Squid, and this is my starting point. It's over there. I'm not going to get her out. So last time it got called, I did these 2 blocks here, and now I'll do this block here and this block here, because I stitch by blocks in diagonals. And my friend Megan said, don't join Monopoly. You'll get 3 sets of doubles in a row and be obligated to stitch so much. That happened to me last weekend, 2 weekends ago. But anyway, so some people are playing, like, I think Nati might be playing 3 boards or 4 boards. I don't even know. But I'm just playing 1 board right now. I could probably handle playing a second board, but I'm a little bit behind in this board. So I would like to knock out Josephine today. So that is 200 stitches on Josephine for sure. And then I am in a round robin called the Roguist Round Robin. And the idea is that my friend Heather, Julia, and Deanna and we're just going to all send each other pieces that we want stitched, but we're just like a little stalled on stitching, or it's the piece we want. So my piece is Hex Hotel, and this is Abby Topknot. You can get it from Abby Topknot. It's designed by Uncanny Kari and D's 20 Stitches. I have to tell you that I started this piece like a really long time ago. Let me look. This is one of my older whips, and when I show you the start that I don't have on it, I started this September 13th, 2021. I'm sure I started it for Dark 13 stitching, and this is on a piece of 40 count fabric dyed by Jody, and it's just the perfect color. And look at how far I have not gotten on this whip. And I have great colors too. Like, look at these colors. So again, it's all uncalled for colors, but this is Almond M&M's Mint Magic. This is Electric Grape from Stitchy Box. This is my favorite black, which is Bat Orchid from Stitchy Box. And then this is a glow-in-the-dark DMC. So it's gonna be amazing. I just haven't touched it. The last time I stitched on this was September 19th, 2021. So I probably stitched 2 days on this, right? That's abhorrent. Absolutely abhorrent. So what I'm going to do is divide it into quarters. I'm just going to go and divide it into quarters. And I'm going to I might stitch a little bit more on one of the quarters, but I might just send it on and let the next person have it. Because I already have mine from Heather. Heather sent theirs. And Heather has sent us, I think this is Butterfly Quaker from Sticky Dean von der Weichenberg. Don't ask me to spell it. I think I say it right. I don't know. But it's a Quaker and it's got butterflies all over it. And so here is how much Heather stitched. And their instructions to us were to stitch, this is the center motif. And then there's 4 butterflies around it. So their instructions to us were to stitch one of the butterflies at least, and then do as much or as little of the rest as you want to, like that. And then Heather sent all of these beautiful flosses. So she said, they said, just go, just do it. Definitely using this one. That's a Fibrelicious. And they said, use these, pick out whatever you want, or use some of your own, or do whatever you want, right? So this is really gorgeous. And I love it. And I can't wait to stitch on it. But it also reminds me that I have not done anything on my Hex Hotel. So I want to do a little bit more stitching on my Hex Hotel and then send it on. And then I think there's initials in each section. Heather sent us a bunch of, we got instructions. So I only have two specific requests. I would like each of you to stitch a butterfly that surrounds the center motif. Could be in your favorite color, your least favorite color, or it could be a tail end butterfly. They're speaking my language. Please stitch your initials somewhere. So pretty easy requests. I can't wait to work on that. So we're roughly meant to send these off to each other once a quarter. Obviously the quarter ended on March 31st, and I did not mail mine because it is sitting right in front of me. So that is a goal right now. And I would like to get to that because I don't like, I mean, everybody in the group is fine, right? Like nobody is feeling let down by my tardiness. I think Heather might be the only one either Heather's the only one that sent it or I'm the only one that hasn't. I'm not sure which way, but it doesn't really matter. Because the group is being super cool about it. So those 2 are in my plans. And then I do want to say I finally, I don't know if I announced this last time or not. Just logging into Facebook. I'm not a robot. Thank you, Meta, for verifying that. Why is Meta asking me if I'm a robot? They're a robot. So there is a group on Facebook called X Stitch the Rainbow Stitch Along. And the idea is you grab your X Stitch the Rainbow pieces and you throw your finishes in here as you stitch them. So someone has stitched Lindsay's on 28 count black Jobelin by Witchell. Perfect for those colors. Someone first finish of the series, Midnight Posies by Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery. Just finished Twilight Moon by Tiny Modernist. Can't wait to do that one. And then somebody finished Blue Moon Garden by Carriage House Samplings. I also posted, let me see if I can find it. This is last year's. This is Tiny Modernist from last year. I posted all of the borders. So I developed a bunch of different borders. And let me see if I can find the post. So here's all the borders that I posted. So I tried to make them modular, and I tried to make one that I thought was really like pretty. And this is the one that I'm going to stitch. And then I tried to make one that was simpler. So this is what I call my 4-square flower border. And it does echo the flowers that are in my piece. I designed the border so it echoes my flowers. This is what I call the 4-square simple border, which I know there's not a lot of design here, but I charted it and it's on there for free, so whatever. This is the 4-square full border. So this is me showing how you can like offset the borders and make them modular. And I made it big enough to fit my fabric that I have. So I could put 11 or 12. Sorry, it's loud out there. Because Amanda May has, she has 2 topiaries that I think could go on either side of this. This is the flower single border, if you just want to put a border. This is probably the border that I'm going to use. And this is the modular flower border. So, I'll either use this one or I'll turn this layout into the flower borders. I wanted to do this because the borders would be quicker. But I just think that's so dang pretty, right? That's just so pretty. That I think I'm going to redo my plan and just use this. Because mine's already on there also, right? Like, mine's already on there. And then there's the 4-square flower border if you just want to do 4. Whoops. I am a mess today. But here's mine. So it's at the bottom of this piece already. And this is the official needle minder from Abby Topknot. I also have the official floss drop from Abby Topknot. These are my flosses. And I figure I'm not going to make it. I am going to use the hashtag 4 skeins to stitch them all. But this is on 28 count with 2/2. So I am not going to get through all 4 skeins. I'm not going to get through all these with 4 skeins. Especially if I use the flower border, because that's a floss eater. So I'm just going to hashtag 4 skeins to stitch them all. And then maybe hashtag 4 more skeins to stitch them all. I don't know. It's going to be fine. Also came in the mail this week are my stickers. So, I need a nap. I need a nap. Okay. It's fine. So, Abby Topknot has the needle minder and the floss drop, and the needle minder and the floss drop are made, they're out of wood, and they're made in collaboration with Jen of Delicious Threads. She has a laser cutter called Laser Cats. And then working with Nuri at Shaded Stitchery, who did all of the logo design for us, Nuri also made stickers for Night Garden. So if you're planning to put them in journals, you can get Night Garden stickers. These are only available from Abby Topknot. There's also this beauty, and I got to put this on a water bottle because it's a clear sticker, but it's got some texture to it. And then I didn't know about these, but Abby surprised me with these. They're little logo stickers. So this is the logo that Nuri designed for the whole project. And Abby has stickers of them. So that's a plan. Another plan, you know, like I said before, if you've been here before, you know I'm full of plans. And if you haven't been here before, I'm full of plans. This one I'm very excited about. So, Velvet Pony, she's on Instagram as @PonyStitches on Instagram. She has a SAL right now called Wings of Spring Stitch Along. SAL is SAL, Stitch Along. Wings of Spring Stitch Along from Pony Stitches. And I actually joined Pony Stitches Patreon a while ago because I love her patterns. So I like the colors, the way she puts things together. Incidentally, this is the Patreon this month. Like, can you not? It's great. That's a Patreon chart. Get out of town. I joined for Patreon. I can't remember if it was the frogs that I joined for. I think it was the moose that I joined for. Anyway, check out Pony Stitches on Instagram. But here is the first drop. So she reached out to me and she said, I'm having this Wings of Spring stitch along. Do you want to join? I'll send you the PDFs. And I was like, do I want to join? Yes, please. So she was like, great, grab some greenish fabric and here's the list. And so this dropped into my inbox this morning. The releases are every 2 weeks. So I should be able to finish this butterfly no problem in 2 weeks and to be in time for the next release. Here is the DMC. I have all of, well, hold on. Like I said, I need a nap. Here's the DMC. I have all but 2. There's one on the back. I don't know what that is. I'm missing, I only left the spot for 1, but I'm missing 2. And then here's my fabric. This is actually Fox and Rabbit Fabric of the Month, and it's getting really washed out. I might need the sun to go behind a cloud, but this is like a beautiful, beautiful mint, kind of a mint green with some blue. Anyway, this is going to be a gorgeous, gorgeous background for that butterfly. And I might, haven't decided yet. I might just stick to the DMC for this one. I might just stick to the DMC. So I should be able to knock out that first drop. It's not that big. I should be able to knock out this first drop in a couple of days. So the first drop is like, well, it's like 50 by 70 and it's kind of full coverage. So maybe it'll take me a week, but that'll be fun and it'll be good. It'll be the start that I need, right? So those are my plans. There's a lot of them. Don't come for me. Purchases and happy mail. So purchases, I am part of Deanna, Darling and Whimsy's Patreon. And once a quarter, we get goodies in the mail. So this time we got a chicken sticker. I have so many Deanna stickers. I love them. And we got a Bertrand sticker. Bertrand the bee. He's so good. And we got these beauties. We got buttons. Look at this one with the flower shape. And then this one has the writing on it. It says boss. Anyway, I love buttons. And the package is actually so pretty, the buttons. So that's Deanna's. And then I'm also in the Stitchy Box Silk of the Month Club. And every month you get 4 silks. And then once a quarter, you get a special limited edition flower silk that's only available to club members for a while. And then it gets released to everyone. So these ones are the club for March. Or April. I can't keep track. These ones are the club. And this is that extra one. Aren't they lovely? So this is butterfly weed. This is like my 3rd skein of this. I cannot get enough. It's like the perfect peachy. And Liz always curates these so beautifully because I really think that is a chart. This is called Flame. This is absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to use this on something. Don't ask me what. Maybe a Stitch for Pride. This is Chrysanthemum. This is the kind of yellow that I don't hate. This is just like a light, happy, bright yellow. I don't hate bright, happy, light yellow. This is called Jasmine. It's white, but it tends a little yellow. And right here it's looking white. So maybe it's just white. And then this is the beautiful limited edition one. This is called So Citrus. And if you're in the club and you got this, you can order more. So Citrus. I am getting quite a hefty collection of Stitchy. I just love Stitchy Box Silk. Like that's what I'm stitching my Stitch for Pride with this month. I just love it. I also really, really like Liz, and that helps too. Last thing before I break to talk about my tarot card is I want to talk to you a little bit about it's an event that's coming up in October. It's called Stitch Pluto. My friend Natasha at Dyson Needle, she's putting this on. I think this is her first retreat. It's in French Lick, Indiana, which sounds like somewhere that you would want to go. I don't know, French Lick. So it's a cross-stitch retreat with a little bit of Dungeons and Dragons thrown in. Now, I've never played D&D, and I'm a little bit on the inhibited side, so I don't know if I really could play D&D. But here, let me show you the website, and I'll link it down below, and you'll understand in a minute why I'm talking about this when you're like, Michelle, you don't even play D&D. So, Stitch Pluto in French Lick, Indiana, cross-stitch retreat, a little bit of Dungeons and Dragons. Look at the hotel. Like, that's a yowza for me. I love that. So the agenda is there's a stitching room, there's swag, and so there's the stitching room, and it's like any retreat, but then it says we'll also be running a one-shot stitching themed Dungeons and Dragons campaign throughout the weekend. All sessions will be the same, so there's no need to sign up for more than one. We'll have characters pre-made, so everyone from novice to expert will enjoy the game. The DM generally uses mostly 5e rules, but may have some homebrew thrown in. I don't know what that means. But it sounds like people are going to know what they're doing. Here's why I'm talking about it. Because I'm on the featured designers list. I won't be there. I won't be there IRL. Probably. I mean, unless I just... If you want to go? You guys want to meet me in French Lick, Indiana at the end of October? Like, I'll try it. Should we go? Kim, how far is French Lick from you? Let's go. Anyway, Stitchy Prose is going to be the bard. Artist design is the wizard. Is that Nickelwood Crossing? I don't know them. The Stitch Crypt is going to be the rogue. How exciting is that? And I chose the monk. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. I think I have an idea. I was going to go with the sorcerer because that's the theme of that is potions. And I thought, I got that. That would be easy. But I went with the monk because I have a tickle of an idea. And if I do it, it would be great. So, I don't know. Should we go? French Lick, Indiana. Let's check the registration. It's not that bad. Like the price, not that bad. Stitch Pluto registration is $250. If you're staying at the hotel, there's the hotel prices up above. If you have a roommate, divide all that in half, right? Name as you would like it on your name tag. Will you be joining Dungeons and Dragons? Is there someone else coming with you that would like to join? What's a good email for that? So, Stitch Pluto, French Lick, Indiana, October 23rd through 26th. The idea is that there's themed tables that you sit at and there's themed designs based on the table. So I'm so excited. Basically, anything that Amanda May and Holly are involved with, I will just jump right on that every time because I love those two women so much. So, and I just can't stop saying French Lick, Indiana. Like, what a town, right? French Lick, Indiana. Okay. That's all the stitching. That's plenty. That's all the stitching. So I'm going to go and I will be right back. If you like to talk about tarot cards, I'll be right back to talk about tarot cards. If you don't like to talk about tarot cards, then I'm done here. You're done here. I don't know how long that lasted. Maybe about 40 minutes, give or take. But I will see you hopefully in about 2 weeks. And until I see you, just make all the plans. Who cares? Plan everything. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye. Anyway, we're back. I am drawing my tarot cards. I haven't drawn a tarot card in a week, and I'll tell you why, and it all just came together when I pulled this card. So this is from the Mind's Eye Tarot by Olivia Rose. This is a gift from my friend Liz. And I drew the Judgment card. That is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Let me tell you what this says. The Judgment card is one about awakening and being called forward. It's time for you to make a decision and become a better version of yourself. I was just complaining to everyone that I have not stitched much in the last week. And I think it's because I've been working so much. It's not. It's because I downloaded a couple of games on my phone and I've been spending hours on those stupid games. They're fun. They're the ones where you like take screws out of things to try to get the plates to fall, whatever. They're fun. And they're dumb. And it's just a way for me to dissociate. So I think this tarot card is challenging me to get rid of those freaking games and get back on my game. Because I took all this stitching out and now I'm really excited to stitch. And Judgment's like, well, do it then. Clear yourself a path. Right? So that's, I tell you, the screw game, don't get it. It's the bane of my existence. But I also love it. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to undownload it. But I should. Because Judgment says, become a better version of yourself. Make a decision. And on that note, I got some stitching to do. I'm really excited. It's beautiful outside. We're also going to take a walk. Rosie has a date. I don't think I showed anybody this. This isn't really stitching related, but Rosie has a crafting date. So Rose plays club volleyball, right? She's 12. And they do this thing where they clip each other. And the idea is when a girl is not paying attention, or when she's like, you know, not that she's like not paying attention in a bad way, but like, this is my Rose when she was keeping score. She got clipped 3 times while she was keeping score. And the clips are just cute little clips. This one, I got clipped twice. This one has a duck on it. So cute. This is from our own team, Webfoot. I think they were practicing on me. This one says Ace It Up, and it has a little star on it. So she's going over to a friend's house this afternoon, and they're going to make these little clips, and then they take them to the volleyball tournaments, and they just, like, they walk behind you, and they get you. They clip you. And the girls end up with clips on their braids and clips on their shirts, and the parents end up with clips on our coats, and one of the dads got a clip, and he's this, like this dude, right? Like, he's a bro, and he's got a beard, and bald hair, or bald head, and his clip said, "You're pretty and your hits are scary." I'm like, that's the best clip ever. I want that clip. So Rosie's going to go over to one of her teammates' houses, and they're going to make a ton of clips because they have a tournament tomorrow. So we'll make those, and then we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll get outside. It's like almost 70, if not already 70. Wade's been out working in the garage, or in the yard. So, okay. I'm out of here. I'm going to stitch a little bit. We're going to go make clips, and